Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Apostate Weekly. I'm your host, James.
And I'm Ryan.
And today we have some updates on the Palmer leaks coming at you, as promised from last week. We also have another story about a serial arsonist from Washington and some more stuff going on with the Catholics out in California. So,
Surprise,
yeah,
surprise.
going to be an exciting show for you all today. And with that being said, let's go ahead and roll the intro and get into it.
Good morning, everyone.
What the heck did I just do? Oh, that's what I did.
Morning. Good to see everybody.
So my mouse was dead on me this morning, so I have to use my touchpad mouse, and it's just weird using a touchpad mouse, so bear with me.
Yeah, I don't have one of those. Morning,
Yeah,
Jay.
Mine's one of those wireless ones that's rechargeable, and I've been using it for months without having to charge it, and then my wife's been using my computer more, so I blame her. She killed my mouse.
I think blaming Crystal is probably the smartest thing you can do.
I think so. And I'm going to tell her that.
No, don't tell Crystal I said that. Girl code. Girl code.
Hey, I'm not a girl. I don't have girl code.
Oh, no. Boy, yes. There's a lot of there's a lot going on right now.
Yes, there
is.
These
high control religions.
Yeah, they're the cults are culting, aren't they?
The cults are definitely culting.
Yeah. But that's what we get to do here on Apostate Weekly. We get to call that shit out.
Exactly. One of the reasons I love having a show where we can just lay it all out on the table and embarrass them.
Yep, exactly. As if they're not doing enough to embarrass themselves as it is with their actions.
You would think that behaving in that manner that's so ungodly, in my opinion, would be embarrassing. But, God forgives them for their sins. You're just being mean.
Remember, too, the governing body does not have to apologize either.
Why should they apologize when Jehovah gets it wrong sometimes?
Yeah, I know.
That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you're alleging that Yahweh was the one who gave you the wrong instructions or directions or information versus you interpreting it wrong. Because you should apologize to God for getting it wrong. I'm just saying.
You should also apologize to the people who are following you for getting it wrong, too.
Oh, well, 100%. That's a given. But they don't even apologize to Yahweh, so they're not going to apologize to humans.
No. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in one of their governing body meetings and see if they ever actually apologize to God in their prayers. And I would probably be right on with you that they don't.
I would love to know like what it is that they say when shit hits the fan. Like, do they curse?
Shit hit the fan.
Like, do you think they curse and get frustrated and angry, or do they just pretend that they're so godly and let's pray, let's pray about this, brothers?
I'm about to curse and get angry at this camera for cutting out on me.
Well, maybe you need to apologize to Jehovah. Have you considered that, James? You probably even haven't.
I absolutely have not.
Well, might want to be humble. Just kidding. Good morning, Mom. James is misbehaving this morning. So if you could fix that for me, I would really appreciate it.
Well, she hasn't yet in 42 years. I don't think she's about to.
Pickle. Stop it. Come here, Pickle. Sorry, she's being a stinker. She's out there whining. Well, James, how about I start my story,
You,
one of my
you
stories.
please go right ahead and start, because I'm going to try to figure out this camera while you're getting us going.
All right, let's do that. Well, my friends, Catholics are in hot doo-doo once again, with them setting an actual record for how much money they will be spending on this lawsuit. So LA Catholic Church payouts for clergy abuse top 1.5 billion with the new record settlement. So just wait till you hear how much it comes to be. I'm just going to mute you for 1 second, James. The Archdiocese of Los Angeles had previously paid $740 million to victims in various settlements, bringing the total payout to over $1.5 billion. The Archdiocesan officials have said the church has made great strides to prevent abuse. I can't say whether or not that's true. More than 300 priests who worked in the Archdiocese in Los Angeles have been accused in public records of sexually abusing minors. 300. That, if I just pictured how many people would fill a room, 300 people in a 10, like you'd be packed in a room. That's a lot of people. In what could be the closing chapter in a landmark legal battle, the Archdiocese of Los Angeles has agreed to pay, here we go, $880 million to victims of clergy sexual abuse dating back decades. $880 million. So you know how they're going to get all this money? Because that's like a crap ton of money. Hold on, it says somewhere down here. It says that they're going to be paying for it with their investments, interest, basically all the money that they have procured through their various, in my opinion, nefarious behaviors. They use donation money, invest that, and then just use the stuff, the cream on the top, to pay off their sexual lawsuits. So why would they ever really need to change? Because they're always going to have money to pay for their abuses. Like there's always going to be a get out of jail free card for them, because they'll always have the money to pay for it. What if they didn't have the money? Then what?
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to try leaving and coming back in to
That
see if
might
that
work.
fixes it.
So anyway, so yes, $880 million being paid out to child abuse victims. And it's not going to harm the church whatsoever, because they already have this money chilling in the bank. So it's just like, oh, well, okay, we'll still keep going. This will hurt. Oh, this sucks, but no big deal. Doesn't that right? It sounds very familiar. This is an abusive cycle that just is on repeat. And maybe they have made actions that will hopefully stop children from being abused. I don't know what that is, but there would have to be some kind of rules. Like you're not allowed to be alone with a child, you know, some of the JW rules, but actually adhere to them. Like don't be alone with a child. Make there some kind of way that someone can come forward anonymously, whatever it might be. They say that they've made strides. I would love to know what those strides were, but it doesn't really say in this article. So yeah, just 880 million gone like that. And I'm glad that the victims are getting money, because if it was from any other organization, the organization might just collapse. But nope, not the Archdiocese. They've got money to keep on trucking. No worry about them going under. So there you go, friends. How do you feel about that one? Right, like maybe, and I'm not saying that the two witness rule is perfect whatsoever, but maybe they could have something like that where like, no, we don't want you. Like, I understand that you're a priest or whatever, bishop, but going into a room alone with a child is not a good idea. There should always be a parent, a guardian present, or maybe some kind of mediator that, you know, is trained in these kind of services where they're always present, so nothing weird happens. Yeah, donations plus investments equal settlement fund. And that's exactly what it is. Drives me wild, y'all, that they get away with this. Since James is not back yet, I can just slip into my next. Yeah, because there's more. There's more children being abused, more money being floated around in order to shut people up. So Floodlit, it's an organization that has learned of 91 new sexual allegations against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in California. So October 26th, the Slater Schulman LLP law firm filed 91 civil lawsuits in 26 California counties, each on behalf of a different abuse survivor who says a Latter-day Saint official, employee, or other leader sexually assaulted them. And here is a list of the people in power. I just went on to the next one, James. Sorry. Here's a list of the people in power who harmed children, according to this lawsuit: 20 bishops, 20 elders, 8 missionaries. Oh, see, the missionaries one, we've talked about this before, but that one truly irks me because they are sending these people overseas and elsewhere to individuals who are vulnerable, who have no idea that they have a predator in their midst. 5 high priests, 6 teachers, 4 counselors, 3 youth leaders, 1 stake president. Wow. 30 other leaders and members. And according to the lawsuit, some of these abuses, they did like a small section of them just to just to see who was abused, where were they, when they were abused, etc., to see if there was any similarities. And some of these happened in a bishop's quarters, which is why I'm saying these children should not be allowed to go into these private areas with these people who have power.
Just so I can be clear, because I had to actually
When you stepped in, I'm sorry.
we went from Catholics to Mormons.
Yeah, we jumped from Catholics to Mormons because there's 91 new lawsuits that have been filed against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If you can believe it, you're shocked. Yeah,
I'm so shocked.
Yeah, it's such a shocking. It's the same thing over and over and over. And we all know that they're rich. The Mormons are also very rich. Like when you look at that list of different religious groups and where they fall, like Mormons are one of the top, and Jehovah's Witnesses are at the very bottom for poor, not educated, etc.
And is it me, or does that building on the picture there look like a giant Johnson?
You know what? It does kind of have a very phallic.
Yeah.
It's probably meant to represent some kind of structure. Probably not a penis, but it looks like a penis. It symbolizes a penis to me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You scrolled through it real quick, and that's all I saw. When I saw that, I'm just like, are they compensating for something?
They're compensating for something, and it's child abuse. If you guys want to look up this information for yourself, feel free. It is in the description of the video.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad your camera's working.
Yeah. I only had to leave everything, restart the computer, and come back in. And
damn, you had to restart too.
Yeah,
I hate that.
I left out, and then I tried clicking. I clicked back into the studio, and it's still giving me issues after I closed the app and closed the program on my computer that makes the webcam work, because I use my phone as a webcam, and restarted those apps, and nothing worked. So I'm like, well, let's restart the whole computer.
Right. Well, at least you're back now.
I'm back in the saddle again.
I've seen many a penis, so I'll vouch for it being phallic. Thank you.
I'm sure you have, Ken.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, buddy. Hope you're doing all right, man. So, shall I do a story then and talk a little bit?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it felt kind of awkward just being the only one talking on the box for a couple minutes.
I was well.
So, I'm going to start off with in Seattle, Washington, there was this guy that was a serial arsonist, and one of his favorite things to burn was Kingdom Halls.
Oh, fuck. What?
Oh, page not found. What are you?
Maybe refresh it.
This is my day today. I had it up earlier. I had it. It was working. Now the link's not working.
Sure,
The story of
James.
my day. Oh. So I'll just tell you from the top of my head.
There you go.
And you're just gonna have to trust me that I read it accurately, and I'm telling it to you accurately.
We believe you.
So there's this guy out of Seattle, Washington, serial arsonist. I forget how many Kingdom Halls he set on fire, but he had reasons, and his reasons weren't for that he was trying to intimidate the witnesses themselves, according to him.
Right.
He was mad at the leadership, which I'm behind you there, buddy. I'm mad at the leadership too, but burning Kingdom Halls down is not the way to go at all. But
it's so dangerous.
He did plead guilty to the charges, and they actually tried to give him a way out of it through the legal system to, give him like a scapegoat excuse, but he didn't take it. So I'll give him props for owning up to his actions on this. Again, they were bad actions, but at least he was owning up to them. So the maximum sentence was going to be like 14 years in prison. Well, they ended up giving him 11 years in prison and 3 years of being watched at his house, or like house arrest or something. So,
oh, okay. Wow.
So that, bad actions, good outcome, you could say, that, he fessed up to it, and that he, is still being held liable and didn't want to even take the scapegoat tactic that his lawyers had for him.
Oh, wow. This is his statement. Please know that I have absolutely no hate for the Jehovah's Witnesses. My entire belief system has changed, and I am ashamed of my actions, Starr wrote. I'm not the same person that committed these inexcusable crimes, and I can assure everyone that I will never bother the Jehovah's Witnesses community again. I carry no animosity toward any individual other than myself. Wow. And you guys, like, people do stupid things. Like, I'm not going to begrudge anybody for making a mistake, but when you're thinking of things this big, of setting fire, not only, okay, like, I don't care about the building. I'm not going to lie to you. I give no F's about the building and that they won't have a Kingdom Hall. That doesn't bother me. Sorry. An earthquake could come and it could destroy the building. Buildings get destroyed. That's sometimes what happens. A natural fire could, electrical fire could break out and it could burn down. But you're putting in danger the surrounding area, the surrounding animals, the foliage, the houses, the firefighters who have to come, emergency services. So you've risked so many people's lives for something stupid. And if anything, like, they're just going to build another Kingdom Hall. Well, actually, that they might not, but it's not really helping anything, is what I'm trying to say. And you're putting people's lives in danger.
Think of this too. Not only are you putting lives in danger, but now you're also creating an era of terrorism and feeding their persecution complex. And you're making, some people are going to be having issues with this, thinking somebody's coming after them, and they might be in the Kingdom Hall when this guy sets it on fire. So they could be living in fear of being burned alive. And then on top of that, in the end, what you were talking about with the Kingdom Halls maybe not being rebuilt, the society's just going to collect the insurance money on that.
Right. They're just going to get a payout. You've actually helped them, probably.
Yeah, you were helping them with money. So now they'll have more money to spend on the lawsuits. It's just stupid all around.
Okay, so It says here, prosecutors say Starrett told friends and family that he did not like Jehovah's Witnesses and believed the spirits of deceased Jehovah's Witnesses were haunting him. Now, where do you think that he got this idea from, though? Like, I don't think that he created that in his head. It's probably some of the bullshit that he was fed in a Kingdom Hall. I mean, I know
Either
that
that
Jehovah's
or
Witnesses don't teach that, but
something happened to him that created a PTSD response.
which could also happen as well, considering all the things that you're faced
So
with as a JW. Yep.
there are no ways of actually knowing for sure unless we are able to find out a medical diagnosis on this guy, which is very unlikely.
Right. I'm glad that nobody was harmed. Everything is okay. Who knows what will happen to the Kingdom Hall? But $700,000 is probably just going to be collected by the J Dubs, and they'll probably make them go to another Kingdom Hall and share.
Yeah. Well, we can build a new Kingdom Hall, a double hall, and then sell more of the other smaller halls now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is why it's important that they go over to Africa and build 800 new Kingdom Halls, or however
Yep.
many they said they need over there.
Well, there you go. You got more money to send to Africa.
That's honestly, I would not be surprised if they didn't just move that money to another country to, wash it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that's what they're doing all the time anyways,
Mm-hmm.
because like when they said in Australia how they don't have X amount of money, they send that money to other countries and just keep moving it around. So that way they can claim that they're so poor and broke that they can't afford to be part of these legal matters. And it's just all a big scam.
It'd be funny if they went bankrupt, but the only way that's going to happen is if we keep suing them, keep them in court.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Lock them up, throw away the key.
Yes,
Huh? You're whispering.
no, I'm not. I'm not whispering. PL likes our intro. Thank you, PL.
All right. Yeah, we can call you the cult whisperer.
Oh, okay.
That could be good or bad, though.
Depending on the connotation. Yes.
Depending on what cult you're advocating for.
Yep.
And yes, I assumed you're advocating for some cult out there. I don't know which one, but there is some cult you're advocating for, right?
I'm just going to start my own.
See? You're advocating for it then.
Mm-hmm. Let me whisper to you.
All right. So, as promised, we're going to bring you an update on the Palmer leaks. So, I'm going to give you a quick synopsis for those who may not be familiar with it, because we do get new viewers all the time. Mm-hmm. So, the Palmer leaks, in a nutshell, is documents that are confidential documents. They were removed by a whistleblower from the Palmer, Massachusetts Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses in 2017. Hence why they're called the Palmer leaks, because they come from Palmer, Massachusetts. These documents, along with additional documents from surrounding congregations, exposed a significant ring of sexual abuse that extended from Maine to Massachusetts and other northeastern congregations in the United States. Among those documents were descriptions of extreme rape and multiple sexual assaults performed by JW elders, publishers, and other members of the church against many minor children as young as 4 years of age. The documents were originally published on the Faith Leaks website, which was later sued out of existence by the Jehovah's Witnesses. The documents led to national news coverage by Gizmodo, Newsweek, and The Atlantic. The owner of this website turned many of the pertinent documents over to law enforcement, which led to the arrest and criminal prosecution of famous man Ernie Fyans, a former Jehovah's Witness elder who still remains in prison as a result of the exposure of these documents. So there's your synopsis of what the Palmer leaks are.
Thank
And
you. That was helpful.
so for the person that did this, thank you for sacrificing and risking yourself to do that,
Yeah,
because that is,
seriously.
he did commit a criminal act by breaking into a Kingdom Hall and stealing those files. I don't think he was caught, but I think the cause for why he did it is a worthy one.
And see, that's why I feel like sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times, breaking the law to me is not a thing. When it
It's
comes
not
to
always,
protecting children, I would rather protect the child than give a fuck about breaking into a goddamn Kingdom Hall. Sorry. Now, of course, like
yeah,
I might have to suffer the repercussions, but if I can get away with it,
exactly.
tell me when and where,
And
baby.
if you don't know who Mark O'Donnell is, you need to know who he is, because he has a website. It's called jwchildabuse.org, where he publishes his work. And the update on this story is he has released some new documents about the Palmer leaks on his website. Now, as of right now, there are 33 documents about this Palmer leaks on his website. So if you go to the homepage, and actually let me share the screen here, and I can show you, because this actually works, this website, unlike the last one I used.
So you say, don't speak too soon.
I know, right?
Resuming
Knowing
this
my
touch.
day. So when you go to jwchildabuse.org, you'll see all these tabs at the top. At the very right, you'll see the one that says the Palmer leaks documents. And this is where you're going to find all the information that he's published about it right here. And then when you scroll down a little further, you'll see a folder icon. It says the Palmer leaks stolen child abuse documents. If you click on that, it opens up this big yellow box that you see underneath it. And you can see all the documents
Damn.
here that he has to take a look at if you're so willing to do that. I
That's
mean,
so
they
much.
start going from 1999 all the way through, God, I miss my mouse, 2012. My mouse has the scroll button, and I got to use the
So
mouse
you right,
pad
and now
to
you need
push
to.
and pull.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I get it. I get exactly what you're trying to say.
So, but yeah, that's where to find this information. So go check it out. Oh, did you want me
You
to
said, is
zoom
that
in on it?
JW
Sorry.
abuse? Is it JW child abuse or is it JW
J
abuse on?
jwchildabuse.org.
Okay. Awesome.
So,
Yes, because we always encourage you guys to go read things for yourself. Of course,
yes.
we have our own opinions. So, we're going to give you what we think, but you might have a different opinion if you read it for yourself, or maybe see something that we didn't that you could bring to our attention. So, highly encourage you to read up on these subjects and news stories yourself.
And here at Apostate Weekly, we encourage you to have a different opinion. Just know that your opinion will still be wrong. No, I'm just joking.
Exactly. I'm always going to be right, you guys. It's not going to change. Yes, Jehovah's organization is clean like a whistle.
Yeah.
Like a whistle.
It's clean as a dumpster.
There's a lot of
And
juice in that
and I
dumpster.
apologize to all the dumpsters that I just insulted.
How dare you? You've got garbage cans throwing up over here. They're like, oh, I'm embarrassed.
Yes. I'd be embarrassed too.
Well, that's
Especially if I was in the organization in a leadership position, knowing these things are going on and still being complicit with how they handle things. That should be their biggest case of embarrassment, especially from what we talked about last week with new governing body members being appointed.
yeah, there's at this point, in the juncture, in their, history of being a Jehovah's Witness, organization, there is no reason. Sorry, Ken. There is
All of them to see
absolutely
him.
no reason, none whatsoever at this point.
I mean, for me, when I found out about this problem that they had with it from the Australian Royal Commission, that was enough for me to up and leave the organization completely. I had already had my doubts about a lot of other things, but that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me. So, like, it was that big. And I just don't
How does
see
it not affect you?
how I don't see how people can stay in it knowing that there's this problem, and they still want to say, oh well, we need to wait on Jehovah and all those that other crap. No, you need to take action now and protect your children
Yep. They should
and
be
quit
the most
trying to
important.
protect an organization, hiding it, that's only worried about their reputation in the community and doesn't give two shits about your children.
And I will never comprehend this reputation thing, because I feel like your reputation is worse because you have a
Absolutely.
reputation for doing nefarious things instead of having a reputation for correcting mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes. So if you
Now,
could just figure out how to correct them.
if your reputation was about, like you were saying, correcting mistakes and apologizing where you make mistakes and then actually doing better and making policies to make things better, safer, taking real actionable measures to
Right.
progress and do better, I would have so much respect for you. I would be like, you know what? I would probably still be in that organization right now, you know, at the Kingdom Hall with the friends there and still being a believer in it, because this organization really is doing what's right and trying to do the best thing. But the fact that they're not, and that they're just as bad, actually even worse than many other organizations, is just sickening.
Mhm. I I do think that it is hidden pretty well, but they have to know that there's an inkling of it, but they just shove it to the side. And you would think that even if you knew an inkling of it, you would be like, "Oh, how do they handle it?" But they just trust. It could be this much child abuse or that much child abuse. They just trust and believe that they're handling it the right way. Just like they handle New Light, where they say they don't need to apologize. You think they're gonna apologize to a kid?
Did you ever see you made me think of something. The first Batman movie with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So remember when he was in the streets throwing that party, and there was a song singing about trust in that scene right there, and
Oh.
the Joker was giving away money in the streets of Gotham,
I mean, I kinda remember that scene, but I don't remember the song at all, yeah.
and all the I just watched the movie recently, so that's why I remember it so well.
Ah,
And then all the crowds were like flocking in, getting the money, and he's like, "Who you gonna trust? The guy giving away money, or the guy with the mask, or something like that? Trying to discredit
okay.
Batman."
Yeah.
And Batman was the
Yeah, who
one
are you gonna trust?
trying to expose him for being the criminal he was, and Joker was getting all the praise because he's giving away money. It's just his dog and pony show for the crowds. And that's what the witnesses do with their people, is they give them the dog and pony show and make it look like it's all happy and great and we've got this. And
Mhm.
we are Batman, bitches. We are
And
Batman.
they bring it up in passing on purpose, because I do remember the brothers saying, like, at on stage, saying things to the effect of, um, if a child abuse happens, that, they handle it, or that it never happens. They just kind of make it like as if it's either not a big deal if it does happen, or that they put an end to it if it did happen. And that's really all that, like, those kind of things don't happen in Jehovah's organization. So it's like beep, boop, 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 shut it down. Can't ask the question, can't broach the subject. They handle it good. That's it.
And then if you do try to ask questions about it, they take you into the back room and threaten with
Mark you.
removing you.
Yeah. Or they start marking you, so people will associate with you differently. They'll behave differently around you. You're not
And if
trustworthy
that's not
anymore.
culty behavior, I don't know what is.
Yeah, tell me what is if that's not.
I mean, it's
If
just
that's
so
not
sad
culty
that they have
behavior,
to do
I'm
that.
dead. I'm dead if that's not culty behavior.
If you can't face the facts or be questioned about your own group that you're in, you shouldn't be in that group.
Agree.
Anyways, with that being said, did you have any more exposés for us today?
No exposés, but of course, I just want everybody to be aware, if you're not paying attention, that Israel is bombing a hospital in Beirut, which is the capital of Lebanon. So just keep them in your hearts. And I know that a lot of people here probably don't pray, but some of you might. So if you pray or whatever, if there's things that you do to keep people on your heart, I'm just asking you to do that for my people. I would appreciate you doing that. That's about
so
it, I think.
sick to attack hospitals. That's war crimes right there.
It is war
And
crime.
nobody is holding them accountable. Like, what the hell?
Nope. I feel like the US is just going well, this is what they have to do. What are you talking about? Are you not a rational person? I could say a shit ton more, but I'm just asking for people to please not forget. Don't forget about what's happening. And again, this is happening in Sudan, in Congo. There's so many other places that are suffering because of the same parties, because of these rich governments who have their hands in other people's business. Yeah, they're cowardly war criminals.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
we're cowardly war criminals too, if you ask me. We're the ones who are sending them billions upon billions. And I was actually thinking of bringing something up about what happened down south, just to say our hearts are with anybody former JWs, because I was worried about former JWs down in Appalachia and Georgia, everywhere that was affected by Helene and then Milton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milton.
So because entire towns got washed away, and I'm lucky enough to be friends with people from all across the globe. That is the one beautiful thing about the internet, is I can now actually be friends with these people, and I can talk to them, and they can tell me the truth, and they can say, no, we have not seen any, there is no help here where we're located. We haven't had water in 7 days. We haven't had food. We can't get it's just a reality that we would happily send millions and billions to kill children and take their brains out of their skulls instead of send money down south. If you told me we were sending billions to the south right now, I'd be like, okay, please go save those people, instead of sending it across to kill. Anyway, yeah.
No,
so
we're going to give them $750 checks.
Yeah, right.
I can't even live for a week off of that.
Mm-mm.
Let alone however long these people have to wait to get their services back, losing their jobs because they're destroyed, losing all their belongings, their livelihoods, everything. But I got $750.
And I get that that's for right up front emergency. That is
right.
That's great. And supposedly more to come. But a lot of those people will actually have to get grants. And you know what happens with grants? They get paid back. So that might be great. You get a few $1,000s in grants or whatever the frick you get. That's not your free money. You got to pay Papa back, right? That's what I'm saying. I would rather gift. I don't even give a frick if people call that whatever they want to call it, socialism, communism. I have no idea, but I would readily. So thousands of people do not go homeless in this country because that's what we are freaking looking at. I'm like watching friends sleeping, like they're sleeping in tents, James, and nobody can reach them. But we
Yeah.
can reach the babies across, like that's what I'm like going nuts in my head. I do not get it. Like, why can't we care for our people here? Like, why can't we do better for them? I don't know. I'm
I
sorry to
don't
get
get why we
emotional. It
can't.
just breaks my heart. Yeah.
No, I get it. I mean, it's such a fucked up situation when we can help other countries commit genocide, but we can't help our own people to survive and get through these natural disasters.
We're not prepared. We're not prepared the way that we should be. Our infrastructure isn't set up the way it should be if we invested money into it. Uh, anyway, it's
Yep.
it's a whole nother like show that we could do just about like politics, and not necessarily say like, oh, we're going to talk crap about Republicans, but just literally about like what we need as a group, as people, and what we're not getting from our government, you know? Yeah, it's this
Mhm.
it's not everywhere. There are some governments who do better than some, but in a
Yeah.
lot of these European run, right? Like, you know, the people who are like a certain particular color, you expect this kind of behavior.
Yep. Well,
Anyway, I'm good.
anyways,
I'm off my high horse now.
now that Ryan's off her horse,
I'm off my horse.
and sometimes she's off her rocker, so
I'm gonna go get on my rocker right now.
we're gonna end the show with that. So thank you everybody for joining us. Yes, absolutely, Lutterworth. Thank you.
Basically, these people are our pawns. You know, they're vassals, they're puppets. And we just do because the big money is in manufacturing weapons.
Yep.
Ugh.
The war
All right,
machine.
shut up.
Yep.
The war
Shut up,
machine.
Ryan.
Shut the war machine up. How about that?
There
And
you
I'll shut
go.
up. If you shut the war machine up, I'll shut up.
I mean, I can help with that. See? Easy.
I thought you were gonna.
Well, I just muted you. Next, if you keep on going, I might just have to remove you from the stream. And for those of those who don't know, on StreamYard, because that's what we use to stream it, there's a little button at the bottom. It says say remove, actually. So literally, I can remove her.
That is the new term for the JWs too.
Exactly. That's why I'm using it.
Please don't forget to like. Thanks, you guys.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back at you next week.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I just have to tell y'all this. So, like, Elon Musk said he'd send Starlink there. Just the thought of the internet, like that just rung a bell to me, because you're right. A lot of people, the towers are down. They don't have internet. They don't even have, like, some people don't have phone service, etc. So allegedly Elon Musk was going to let people use Starlink, and they're like, oh, you can use Starlink for free. He didn't tell them that you have to spend like a couple $100s on the package. And then like after that, you'll get charged. So you have to buy like the equipment or whatever it is to use so it's like, it's not free. It's a joke. It's all a joke.
That is a joke. It's how rich people exploit these situations. It's disgusting. So anyways, with that being said, we hope you all have a great week, everybody. We will see you back again next week at the same time and the same channel. And we got a whole lot more coming your way for season 4. So strap in, buckle up, grab some popcorn, grab some coffee, grab a drink, whatever you need to get through the show. But we'll be there right with you. So have a great week, everybody. We love you, and we'll see you all next week.
Apostate your way.
Bye.